Hello students, welcome back once again in English literature session. I presume that you have enjoyed a glimpse of tiger. Yes, you have guessed absolutely right. Today we are going to read further paragraph of unit 8 of your English literature book. So without wasting much time, let's begin today's session. Students, if you remember, in last session we have completed till paragraph number 3. Today we are going to start reading from paragraph number 4 till paragraph number 6. Then before ending the video, we will have some questions related to these paragraphs. So I request you all to please be with me till the end of the video. Let's start reading from the 4th paragraph of this story. Well, students, in paragraph number 4, Shekhar Datri says that several hundred years ago, most of India was covered with cloth and with forest. There were millions, trillions of tigers roamed in a group all over the country. But as the human population increased, their needs were also expanded. And to fulfill the needs of human population, several sectors have also started expanding. Forests were filled to such an extent, they were deforestation, they were cut down in such an extent that today, as we all know, that few numbers of tigers or these endangered animals are in our country, and these tigers are now confined to a special place which we call it as a national park or sanctuaries, where they are provided some favorable conditions, some favorable habitat to, or you can say, for better survival of these endangered animals. But there is one another threat which is quite unnoticeable, which is not in so much highlight, but it is a threat for these animals also. And the threat is the rapidly hunting or poaching of prey animals by the local people who are living around these natural reserves, around these national sanctuaries or these areas, these protected areas, using a variety of methods including snares, traps, guns, arrows, poisons. Huge number of deer, birds and other animals are illegally hunted, are illegally killed by these people for their eating purpose, or even for some different uses also. And when prey become scarce, means when they are trapped or they are caught by these villagers or by these local people in the forest due to hunting, it affects the tigers population. Definitely, because these tigers or these carnivorous animals completely depend on prey animals, and if these prey animals will be in less number, it become very difficult for the survival for the tiger population or any of the carnivorous animal. So a tigress that can raise 4 cubs in a forest with abundant prey may not be able to raise even 1 cub successfully in a forest where prey is scarce, where they are trapped. So when there is not enough number of prey or enough number of these animals, or if they will not have a very good quantity of these animals on which these carnivorous animals depend, it become very difficult for their survival. It become very difficult for them for their livelihood, right? So this is also one threat which Shekhar Dhatri has mentioned in this story. Then he says that, does this mean that the situation is hopeless? Yes. Is it hopeless that we cannot save these tigers anymore? No, it's not. The answer is absolutely not. There are some hopes which is still with us in our country that help to increase the number of tigers. And what are those hopes? Let's see. In some of our reserves like Kaziranga, which is in Assam, Corbett National Park, which is in Uttarakhand, Nagarhole, which is in Karnataka, a good protection measures have resulted in thriving tiger populations, although poaching has not been and can never be totally eliminated even in these reserves. The large number of cubs that are added to the population each year more than make up for the few that fall prey to poachers. Yes, exactly. These reserves are doing a lot to save the generation of these endangered animals. They are trying all their best to provide everything. They are very strict toward even prey hunting. They completely make it, they have taken several steps to avoid these poachers. And due to their efforts, due to their great effort, there were large number of cubs are now added to the population. And this is really a very good sign, a very hopeful sign for our future. How is it that these reserves have succeeded in increasing their tigers population where others have failed? How it was possible, means how what these reserves are really doing, how they have got success in increasing their numbers of or increasing the population of the tiger where other reserves are completely failed in this. It all comes down to good system set up for protection. Definitely a good management, a good system of setting up all the things is very necessary. So for better and strict protection of these endangered animals, these reserves have taken a very great effort, very great steps in the favor of this tiger population. These reserves and a few other like them have many anti-poaching camps. Anti-poaching means against hunting, against killing of animals. Camps inside and on the periphery of the forest. Periphery means around the forest, that are manned round the clock by forest guard. Yes, these all are managed, and every time there are marches or there are parade by the forest guards, means forest officers. While some guards stay and look after the camp and other patrol the forest on foot, checking for human intruders. First of all, understand what is patrolling. Patrolling means guarding, means moving on a jeep or any vehicle to look after all the things that are running in a proper way or not, right? So these guards are staying in the forest round the clock and they look after the camp, and they have a very vigilant eyes on these intruders. Intruders means these poachers, these hunters, or those illegal people who kill animals illegally, unlawfully, and they patrol in the forest on footprints. These foot patrols are crucial for detecting snares and traps that are set by poachers, which will not be visible if the guards just drive around the forest in jeep. Yes, That's not possible. Simply guarding around the forest on jeep will not help them to catch these poachers or catch these intruders. So for that, what they do? They do foot patrolling, means walking patrolling, so that they can easily detect the traps or the way of catching the things, the way of catching these animals were set by the poachers. So that is very crucial, and that's very important and initial also for the protection, for the better protection, for the strict protection of these endangered animals, and they can, so that they can take some strict action against these poachers. And which this cannot be possible, will not be visible if they simply guard around the forest in jeep or in any vehicle, as I said. So for avoiding those things, for avoiding such types of intruders, or for avoiding such types of poachers or such traps spread for these animals, these guards are patrolling by foot. Okay, so as we have completed till paragraph number 6, so now it's time to have some questions related to these paragraphs which we have studied today. So here is the third question of your Gulmohar literature book. At one time, tens of thousands of tigers used to roam in India's forest, but now they are confined to national park and sanctuaries. What has caused this? So as we have just discussed that there are many causes, there are several causes for keeping all these tigers in national park and sanctuaries. And one of the major cause is an increase in human population, which resulted in expansion of agriculture, which resulted in the way these humans are fulfilling their needs and wants. So as agriculture needs a very large land, a very large area, due to which many forests are cleared recklessly. They are due to afforestation, or simply felling up the forest. It become very difficult for the survival of these tigers. So that's why they are now confined to national park and sanctuaries. The next question here is, are there places in India where tigers are protected well? Which places are they? Yes, definitely there are many places in India where these tigers are protected very well, and they are taken care very nicely. And these are, some of them are like Kaziranga National Park, which is in Assam, Corbett National Park, which is in Uttarakhand, and Nagarhole, which is in Karnataka. So these are some national parks or sanctuaries where tigers are protected well. Now let's see the last question of this session. What are foot patrols? Why are they important? So when guards who patrol the forest on foot, means by walking, for checking human intruders, they are termed as foot patrols. Yes, definitely they are very important for detecting snares and traps that are set by the poachers, which will not be visible if the guards just drive around the forest in jeep. So students, I hope you have enjoyed the video, learn the keywords of this chapter, or you can also learn those new words which you came across this book during the reading of this chapter. So see you in the next video. Thank you for staying with me till the end of the video. Bye bye. Take care.